apps. So as we all know, containerization of applications are very useful now, or very powerful now, or very common now when you do some microservices. So what can you expect from this session? So of course, I will have this slide presentation, but this will be short. I will only have maybe 6 to 7 slides, just to have a common understanding about this Azure Container Apps. And for the demo, here are the items that I will. Here are the items that I will do for my demo. I will primarily focus on this, and if we still have time, we will do the question and answer. But yeah, but if there's some in my demo, I will deploy something, so there will be some waiting time for that one, so we can do the question and answer during those time. A little bit of background about me: I am Ryan Nino Dizon again. I'm from the Philippines. I'm proud father of two amazing kids. I am currently living in Germany. Currently working as a software architect slash software development lead from the company named ISD Phoenix. I have different pages here. I mean, YouTube channel and GitHub repository. If you want to connect, feel free to connect with me. So let's create an application. So I just saw this memes, which is really funny, because this shows me that when you are uh, very particular with Kubernetes, you will probably try. You probably did this before, where you only need some simple application, and you have to do some complex configuration. You need to do a lot of things just to, yeah, make a simple application work. So just to show you that is very funny. Introducing Azure Container App. So K8 or Kubernetes is powerful, but most of the developers like me will probably have problems reading YAML files or some complex configurations, especially if we are very focused doing on our code. So if we are not very particular with infrastructure, we really hate this Kubernetes. So Azure Container Apps helps us, or helps developers to just do their things and deploy the application. ACA still, or Azure Container Apps still uses K8s or Kubernetes. So it's just Container Apps still depends on K8's K8's capabilities. So it's like on top of Kubernetes, there's this Azure Container Apps. So yeah, ACA has more limitations than K8, of course, because this is just an abstraction of Kubernetes. So if you will work with some kind of if you need some APIs directly from Kubernetes, you will never have that kind of. You cannot do that. So that's a limitation of Azure Container Apps. There are if some there are some problems as well with if some of your services has been down. Sometimes it cannot start the services automatically when there's something wrong with your container. So yeah, ACA plans. So there are two. plans that you can use. One is the consumption plan, and the other one is the dedicated. So basically, consumption plan is you will be charged based on the usage of your services or container apps. And if you want to do more advanced capabilities, you can go with a dedicated plan. You can check. We can check that later on from the Microsoft site. Okay, so what are the the common scenarios when working with or when using Azure Container Apps? So first, you can work with you can work with this API endpoint. So you will have the capability to have different revisions of your service. Let's say, for example, you are doing some new testing for different services. You can do this in A and B deployment. So let's say, for example, if revision one is not uh, revision two is not ready yet, all the traffic can be directed to revision one as of in the moment. So until your revision two is ready. Background processing. So you can also have this tradition background processing, like if you are working with database, if you need to transform something, you can also take advantage of that. And yeah, the next one is event driven processing. So this is very common. You can also take advantages of Azure Container Apps working with this event driven processing. And the last one is the microservices, which is the very common ones, where you can have different services, and it supports this scale to zero. So meaning if you set it depends on the scalar settings that you will do. Let's say, for example, if some of the services are not being used, it will scale down to zero, so it will not charge anything for that one. And yeah, it's as you can see on the auto scaling criteria here. Yeah, they have their own uh, scaling criteria. Sorry. I'm gonna make this quick, so I like to do the demo. And yeah, so basically, here's the what they call this is the structure of container apps. So you will have this environment, Azure Containers environment, which will hold all your container apps. So container app resides in one container environment. So you can have multiple container apps, which is container apps is like is your service. So you can have multiple service inside your environment, Azure container environment. So inside container app, you will have different revisions, like what I have mentioned. You can have this. You can forward some traffic to different revisions if you need to. So if you have revisions that are not ready yet, you can do that. You can test that. And inside revisions, you can have replicas. You can also have multiple replicas in one revision. Um, this replicas or replica will depends on the scalar settings that you will do, or that you will add, or that you will set inside your settings or configuration inside your container apps configuration. Sorry. And typically inside replica, you will have these containers, your containers, which is your service or your actual microservice. And you can also have different containers inside replica, but typically you only have one containers running. But in case you really need to have multiple containers, usual the common scenario there is you will have a sidecar container where it supports different requirements that you have, and the common sidecar capability that you will do here is using Dapper. If you are familiar with Dapper, you can add that inside this one. So I think that's all for the presentation. Like what I have said, I want to focus more on demo. Okay, so still okay. It's not. I need to because I'm not using the mic. I'm using the laptop. But yeah, we just use the. Okay, so our first demo, we will create container apps inside Azure portal. And the next demo that I will be doing, I will create container apps using Visual Studio. And after that, I will use GitHub action to deploy the simple web API. Okay, let's start. Let's use this. Yeah, let's just create PCA test. Okay. Create. Oh no. Wait. Let's just create another users group. All right. Test. And select the region where fits on your situation. That's great. Okay. C group. Let's create container apps here. Container. Okay. Choose this container app. Create. My resource group is Ryan test. Then let's see Ryan test. You can name your container app whatever you like. Okay. You can create your every container app needs a container app environment. So we can also create that, or if you already have, you can just select the existing ones. In my case, I just want to try this a CE and test. I will not okay, create then container. So in you can have this template where it will just display a container image, or if you already have uh, a container image that you can upload or that you can use, you can uncheck this quick image. But in my demo, we will just use this binding. So in if you need some bindings like the let's say Redis, if you want Redis or Postgres, you can automatically add that here by just adding that here. So there are lots of add-ons. Well, not a lot as of the moment. 6 add-ons or 7 add-ons that you can that you can use. And yeah, but I will not add that now because I want the simple demo for this. Next tags. Okay, so everything is nothing specials on the next step. Let's just create this. validation failed. Why? Run test. Great. Oh, right. Okay. Because I am using I'm using the I'm using free account. So let me just use the other um environment. Sorry. It's just okay. Azure Portal didn't allow me to create another container app environment because I'm just using free free subscription. But if you have a non-free subscription, you can do that. You can create your own environment. Okay, let's go here. Test. So you will have this application URL where you can directly test your container apps, and yeah, you will have this. That's the first demo that I have. The second demo, um, I will create I will create a um, a simple app again, and we will deploy that. Let's just use this laser to Ryan. I will also make this fast. Create. Okay, so let's just try run this application real quick. Okay, so nothing fancy here. It's just a simple Blazor. So let's try to upload that by just clicking publish, Azure, click, click next. So by the way, Azure Container Apps doesn't support Windows version as of the moment. It supports Linux. So we will choose this. Okay, since I'm already logged in, I tried this earlier or yesterday. So it gets all the existing resource group that I have created, which I can just maybe choose, or this I can create here, but it will take time. So let's just use this again. Okay. Next, I can also just use the one that I have created before. Then yeah, so .NET SDK starting .NET 7. You don't need Docker file to containerize your application. Just for the sake of others who don't know that yet. So finish. This will create a publishing profile. Then we can try to publish this. This will also take time. So, but I have already tried this before the session, so we can just go directly to the ones that I have added. Once the deployment is done, we will have this. same same UI, same, yeah, nothing special here because this is just a simple Blazor app. Okay. Okay. Mm, okay, I'm gonna cancel this because this will take time. So I can proceed, or we can proceed to my next um, demo, which will make a little bit fancy when it comes to deployment. So we will use GitHub Action to deploy our container apps. I have created this simple uh, web API that just returning simple JSON response. Okay, let me just show you that. They are that and .NET Run. I prefer to work with Visual Studio Code than Visual Studio because of, yeah, sometimes Visual Studio is slow. Oops, not yet done. Okay. Forecast. Okay, so we will be expecting this in our Azure Container Apps, in Azure Portal. So we will try to deploy this using Azure, using GitHub Action. So we can do that by just triggering. Let me just step this. I have ready script here. Okay, we can just. This is easy. Okay, so basically, we are just triggering a container app command, which will do all the magics for us, and we are naming this backend service to web API. Let me just rename this API Ryan, and the location is Germany West Central because that's where I live. And resource group, I have already created this earlier so that it will be available for us or for me this session. The missing part here or command is the repo. So let's add that. Oops. Repo. Then we will uh, use or we will get this URL. So space. Okay. Container apps. We are pointing at this. Okay. Let's just wait. So as you can see, this command automatically detects yeah, detects the device is not yet authorized, so we need to authorize this. And this is the code E5B999995. Continue, authorize. Okay, all set. Let's just wait a little bit here. Okay. Okay, so the because I'm using the I am using the I'm using the free subscription. It, it prevents me to do that, but that's not nice because wait, let me just check something. Um, let's just try. Um, let's change this. Let me just remove this location so it will point to US. Okay, so again, D987 C1 EF. Okay, let's check this again. Okay, this should work. I'm just using the West Germany Central because it's that would be much cheaper. Okay, so while this will take time, so while we are waiting for this to be finished, let's go to the research group. Like what I have said, I have already did that earlier. So once this done, let me just put this on my other screen so that I will see if there's a problem. Okay, so once the executions is finished, we will have this different resources here. So basically, um, it will create this container environment and it will create the container app inside this one. And yeah, nothing special here. We can just check. What I want to really show is the GitHub action, which we still need to wait. Okay. Mm, okay. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about different items here that you can do or that you can adjust. So of course here on overview menu you will have this you will have this monitor where you can check all the requests or all the necessary metrics, immediate metrics that you need for your service. And the next one, which is important, is the revisions and replicas. So, like, if you remember what I have mentioned, you will have different revisions. If you update, if you push some updates or new version, it will have another row here saying that you have another revisions. And inside the revisions, you will also see replicas. This will be this will depends on this. Well, the replicas will depends on the scale settings that you will set here. So in this settings, I have a zero, uh, down to zero settings, but you can also edit that. Okay, containers. This is just the information about your container. Authentication. So this is very important. So you can add different IDP for your services if you want. You can have Facebook, Microsoft, which is the uh, common common IDP that you can use for your application. Let's go back. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let's check if the. Sorry, let me just pause for that one. I want to check the GitHub action if it's really being. Yeah. Okay. So let me pause for this information. So as you can see here, it automatically generates some of the YAML files for us or for me to have these workflows by the because of the commands that I have executed. Okay, you can have different information here, like if you are already familiar with this um, GitHub action, you will just you will see all the details here. Let's just wait a little bit. Okay. Okay, so still waiting. Let's go back here. Yeah, authentication, like what I have mentioned, you can have different IDP secrets. If you want, if you need secrets, you can also create your secrets here. This ingress is because in in Azure Container Apps environment, you all of your container apps can communicate directly with each other, but most of the time you will only have one service or container apps that uh, can be accessible publicly. So usually most of your backend API will have this option where it cannot access the uh, endpoint um, by the other, or any HTTP request cannot will not be permitted. Continuous deployment, you can also create here, but I have I've tried the command to do that for me, but you can also use this page to create your workflows. Custom domains, if you have your own domain, you can also set here. Dapper, like we will try to create a container apps with Dapper later using the AZD template identity. If you, yeah, this is important if you will if you want to secure the connection between different services also, and the other are the same, so you can explore that. And let's just go back to deployment deployment GitHub action. uh, okay. While we are waiting for this, I think let's go with other examples. So let's just create npADR, time test, PCA, oh, time test. test E. Okay. So this demo, or actually this is just an additional demo while we are waiting. Um, bef- I want to show this AZD, or Azure Developer CLI. I'm sure not all of us here are familiar with this. So we have this ACD. Let's wait. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me just pause this because it's already done. Okay, let's check this in our Azure portal. Sorry, I'm switching different topics, but somehow it's really related. Okay, so AC demo. This is the one that has been created for us. Okay, so initially this will not be accessible yet because the ingress is uh not enabled by default. I'm not sure, but I have added the command ingress enable. But yeah, okay, so let's just use this. Let's try 8080. Then that's it. Still waiting. This should not take too long, but yeah. Okay, so let's check the endpoint. Mm, Weather forecast. Okay. Okay. So I just enabled, but I did not select this. Okay. Okay, let's try again. Of course, we need this weather. Ta-da! So yeah, so we already have this now. So we have managed to deploy this simple web API via AZD container app command and GitHub action by just using this yeah, this command. Okay, so let's go back to the last topic that I have mentioned. So we have this Azure developer CLI, which uh, which help us uh, which which help us deploying something in Azure easily. So you can install this by winget install microsoft.acd. You can check the documentation. There are other steps if you are working with Linux and Apple, but in my situation, I just did this. So um, you can add the extensions of Azure Developer CLI, which I already did. That's why I can just I can just click Control Shift then P, and yeah, I will have this, and since I already have ACD or AC Azure Developer CLI CLI extensions, I can get all the templates. So here, if any, if an- if someone is not familiar with Azure ACD, you can just research this. Okay, let's just get this template, and that will automatically be pulled for us. And let's just try to ACD ACA dot Ryan. This environment name will be used when we deploy this. This will be used as a suffix of resource group name. Now let's try to deploy this. Okay, so basically this is a microservice with Dapper enabled. So you can try to play around with this one. You can also check different templates by just let me just plug in that have no ACD, sorry, ACD template list. Yeah, so you can get all the templates here if you want to work with command prompt. So you can check all the templates that you can use. That's very useful. Okay, so we have this microservice with Dapper enabled. So let's try to deploy this. See how easy to deploy some of the Azure services or resources by using ACD. So like in Azure CLI, you have to log in. So in ACD, you have to auth log in. Okay. And I will be redirected to this one, which I am already logged in. Once you are logged in to your Azure subscription, you can then now just type app. And this will ask some questions. Yes, I am from Germany West, and this will take time again. This will build everything for us or for you, so you don't need to worry everything. You just need to wait. And I have already created this or did this earlier, so I will just show you that directly. So that's oh, okay. So the result of that ACD app will be like this. You will have different resources that you need. You will have this environment, and you will have this microservice with Dapper. And we can check that now. We can check if this is running inside this log stream, which is also very helpful. As you can see, my container app or microservice is running with the Dapper enabled. This is just continuously running, which I will stop later because this will charge me something. We can also check um, the other service that has been created for us, order processor. Okay, let's check if this is running. Yeah, so it's still so um, it is also running. So this microservice or container is directly communicating with other microservice or container. Okay, so what else I need to show? Let me think. Okay, what did I miss? Perhaps. Okay. I think I am done with a demo. If you have questions, we can talk now, or you can ask now. So, assume I plug. Because I'm done with the demo, so I will read some of the question now. Okay, let's assume that I publish scene 2 of your project. Of service. Okay, so the first question here, first of all, the container apps over Azure App Service, the capability of the serverless consumption based, so it's much efficient when it comes to cost, and much easier to deploy, and yeah, so basically Azure Container Apps is for creating different microservices. So app service mostly is like is a monolith way of deploying things, as you can compare. If decision available, I hope I have answered your question. What's the name? Mitlia. Okay, let's just, any question? Well, while we are waiting for another question, let's just open the pricing. Okay, question. So you can check the usage or the pricing of container apps by just going to the Azure calculator portal. As you can see here, there are lots of requests per second, which are free. If you are familiar with Azure Functions, it's pretty the same. So there are free request that you can have. Any question?
There was some questions in the start. Are you able to hear me? Hi, Ryan. Okay, I guess Ryan is still not.
Same
Uh,
error, because this one is creating the same region. Okay, so while we still have time, so I want to also share this Azure .NET Aspire, sorry, .NET Aspire, which is also using Azure Container Apps. Let's just create that. Um, Aspire. Okay, .NET new, .NET new, Aspire container starter. The question, Blazor app to same container. Wait, is this? Um, I am not hearing anything. I'm sorry, but okay. So Blazor app, no. If you, Web API and Blazor app will have a different container app. So as you can, if we go back to my presentation, so so each container app will have the containers inside of that uh, inside this container app. So it will have this. Let's say, for example, your front end API, which is your front end, which is your Blazor, and the other container app will have your web API. So it will have separate container app, but they will reside inside one Azure Container App environment. I cannot hear something. Sorry, maybe just text or message. I will read. Well, then this way. Um, I really cannot hear anything, but I guess I have answered the question regarding Blazor app and the web API is published to same container app, which is the answer is no. I'm not sure why I'm not hearing anything. Okay, while we are waiting for another question, that is Aspire. Okay, let's just run this. .NET. Sorry, here we are. Okay, .NET run host Aspire service host. Hmm? And .NET run. Sorry. .NET run. Ah. Hush. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Let me just show you this real quick. This is one of my favorite topic now. .NET Aspire. Okay, so .NET Aspire is a new tool for making some cloud native application, and it doesn't have any GA release yet, but this is very promising. That's why I really like to show you. So I have this backend API also, and I have this simple Blazor which connects to this backend API automatically. If you want to deploy that, let's just check the code real quick. Okay, so the .NET Aspire template will have this. Aspire starter will have this, but you can also have empty template. But if you want to really start exploring the .NET Aspire, just use the Aspire starter. So you will have this. You will have this front end. You will also have this back end API service, and they are being connected by this .NET app host, which here, which as you can see, it's really less code or less complicated configuration. Oops, sorry. And you can deploy that by just using the um, ACD again, ACD app. I still have some minutes, so let's just try this. But this will take time. Yeah, sorry. So if there's no, you need to you need to execute this ACD initialization. This will create different folders inside your project like this. You will be asked if this is your to use this directory. Yes, there's no question yet. So you will also it will ACD will also ask you to initialize this application and ask you to create environment. Again, this will the name that you will write here or that you will type here will be used as the research group name. So let's just aspire sample, and that's it. So it will create different files that needs to the files that you need for deploying something. So the YAML files, it will be generated for you, and the Azure that Azure folder which have this environment, and as of the moment it has this default environment name. But if you start if you execute this ACD app, this will be populated or this will be updated with all the necessary information for deploying your uh, applications. So let's just try that. There's no question yet. Okay, let's try app. Okay. Uh, Did you notice this? It automatically add that. Okay. Yeah. And I will not wait for this to 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 be to finish because this will take time. And yeah, but what you can see here, I mean, the result of this execution will be this. I also have that ready for this session. So let's just open that. Mm, no, this one. So once the ACD app is done, we will have this or you will have this. Front end, let's just test. Same. And I think we can also try the question. Let's try the web API because I think this is still publicly accessible. Yes. Forecast. Okay, let's just try to make that private. Okay, so meaning only the front end service will can access this web API. That's what will happen. Let's just try while we are waiting for another question. Okay, so let's try to access this. Yeah, this is not accessible now because I have turned off the traffic outside the container apps environment. Okay, so I guess I'm done if there's no question. So just you can subscribe to my page and channel. You can connect to me on LinkedIn. Yeah. I really cannot hear something, so um, maybe I will stop sharing now.
Hi, Ryan. Can you hear me?
I still cannot hear something.
Okay, I guess he's still not able to hear me. Anyways, thank you everyone for joining the session. And I was already shared the form, and the recording will be
I hope
shared on our
I
YouTube channel. And
have given um uh, some good information about these Azure Container Apps.
yeah, I guess he's not able to hear me. So we are in a mix up right now. But yeah, thanks for to Ryan for sharing all his knowledge and taking his time to share the knowledge with us. I hope everybody here was able to understand, able to grasp what he was sharing. Please to try it out yourself if you have the subscription or taken a demo account. And the recording will be shared, and also there will be community link in the chat box. Feel free to check out, join there, learn something new in the community, and yeah, feel free to ask questions and ask suggestions for the topic or any session that we want you want us to be covering as well. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of the Saturday. Oh, also, don't forget to fill out the attendance form which I shared in a few minutes ago. I feel really sorry for Ryan because he's not able to hear, but yeah,